Oh man, the Yankees really blew it this time. They really blew it. Coming into this game, I was so excited. I felt like man, this team's finally turning it around. Like this could be the start of something good. And they go into Yankee Stadium against Boston and they just go back to the same old stuff. They made four errors tonight. Four freaking errors. This is a major league baseball team. And they made four errors tonight and arguably one of the most important games of the season. See, this is the stuff that really, really, really worries me about this team. It really does. When it's time to really show up, like today, when it's time to really show up and show out, they can't get it done. They they just making errors. Like you can't expect to win after giving up four errors and nine walks between their starter and the bullpen. Luis Hill did not have his stuff. He got into trouble early, and the defense didn't help him at all either. And he committed one of the errors too, so he didn't help himself. But three errors in the second inning killed them. But even then, we were able to walk away with that with just giving up one run in that inning somehow. It's just I tell you what, man, it this is one of those games that it's like, man, it was up in the air. It really was up in the air. Like anybody could have grabbed it. And then, late in the game, another error by Goldie and Roman Anthony, the young star, freaking, he hit a no doubt about it. That thing was almost reached the almost reached the upper deck, and then very few people go that far in Yankee Stadium. But it just it sucks, man. It really does. It's really unfortunate. This is a game that, especially since Toronto didn't play today, we coming into tonight's game, we're 4 games behind. If we would have won today, that would have put us 3.5 games behind, and it would have just gave us that extra, cushion against Boston too. Like we got to find a way to beat these AL East teams, in particular Boston and Toronto. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox. For some reason, we can't beat them. My man Ace sent me a tweet that Ryan Garcia from Five Star Yankees posted. And pretty much, if you include today's game, the Yankees have allowed 12 unearned runs against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays combined. That's a lot of runs, right? Unearned runs. The Yankees have committed 74 errors this entire season. 25.7% of those errors, pretty much 26% of them, came against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. It's crazy, man. The two teams that you absolutely have to play clean and have to beat, you can't. They can't get it done. Look, I understand. I was listening to Michael Kay earlier, and apparently he flew in with the Yankees, and he was saying that he didn't get home till about 4 a.m. in the morning. So he knows the players. Some of them may have gotten home later than that and stuff, but still, that is no excuse. That is no excuse. That's just the logistics of baseball. All the teams go through this. You got to be able to play tie. You got to be able to beat these teams. Ben Rice in that second inning, 2 throwing errors, and Jazz Chisholm. I don't know what that is not the first time Jazz Chisholm has airmailed it into the stands on trying to turn a double play. So I don't know what's wrong with him, and it's that particular double play, right? Like when he catches it and he has to turn and throw, I don't know, he just airmails it. But nonetheless, look, the Yankees lose 6-3. What are you gonna do, right? I mean, it's still not a wash. I expect them, if they really want to salvage this, they need to win the next 3 versus Boston. They got to win the next 3 versus Boston, and it's gonna be tough because I believe tomorrow we go up against Garrett Crochet, and he's in line to either be the Cy Young Award winner or runner up. Let me pull that up real quick. So Yankees ain't making it easy on themselves. Oh no, tomorrow we got Brayan Bello, and he's tough too. Look at his ERA. And Max Fried has not been great as of late, so who knows what we're gonna get from him. And then on Saturday we get Garrett Crochet versus Will Warren. It's gonna be tough. They better start hitting. They better start slugging. They better start slugging. The bullpen is another issue. I have no idea what's going on with this bullpen, but I mean, these guys, seems like they can't find the strike zone. Luke Weaver gave up 2 walks today. But Luke Weaver, I feel like he's starting to get fatigued, man. He's starting to be used a lot. And then when Boone uses him, he uses him for usually more than 3 outs. Today, he only gave him 2 outs, but he ended up giving up a run, walked 2. And then Luis Hill, like, look, Luis Hill, his stuff is there. The stuff is still there. Like, you could tell the stuff is there. The problem is that he can't find the strike zone. And that's a problem, a huge problem, a big, big problem. He gave us 5 walks and 5 innings pitched. And he gave us 5 innings, but that was like barely making it. By the second inning, he already had thrown like 50 pitches. It's not what you want. Not what you want from the starter. But let me say what's up to the chat. I'm neglecting you guys, right? Let me say what's up. Hold on, let me fix something real quick. I don't know if this stuff is on, but let's see. There we go. Katie says, hey, Jason. What's up, Katie? Andrew, my guy, was good. Was good, Andrew. I'm all right. All things considered. D-Train says 3 errors in 1 inning. That's disgusting. Dude, that's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. You cannot do that. I'm curious. I'm waiting for the post game right now to see what Boone says. Yeah, it's just, look, again, 9 walks between all the pitchers tonight and 4 errors. You can't expect to win a game like that. Like, they didn't deserve to win, really. They really didn't deserve to win. It sucks, man, because I feel like we made so much progress, right? I get it was against bad teams. I understand it, but I had a feeling like we was finally turned the corner, like those big error games are behind us, and apparently they're not, you know? Crazy. Jason O says, this is exactly what I expected. Yeah, but let's see. They can still salvage it, but they got to win the next 3. They got to win the next 3 somehow. They got to find a way. They got to find a way. Demon D was good, my guy. Yeah, it's so the thing with this team that's really annoying is that we don't show up when it's time to show up versus these teams that we need to play good against. I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know what it is, but it's like this team cannot take it to that next level, right? Like, there's levels to this, especially like postseason play or big time rivalry games like today. Because the stadium, I don't know if it was just me. I wasn't at the stadium, obviously, but me sitting here at home, it felt like it had a postseason vibe in Yankee Stadium. And this team, they can't seem to rise to the occasion. Unfortunately, they haven't risen to the occasion all season. We're gonna see. They really need to start turning it around. Like this whole bullshit with making all these errors. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. We're not going nowhere. Making 4 errors a game. It's crazy. Walking 9 batters. Like, we gotta figure this shit out. Andrew says he got time down. What's up, Roy? Really crappy game. Yep. Yeah. Let's listen to Boone. Let's listen to Boone real quick
tonight.
Yeah, just not a real clean game for us. You know, obviously, a lot of free bases there. So, for the most part in the first half of the game, we're able to overcome them. Louis made a lot of big pitches when he needed to. We were able to get out of a lot of jams, and then, they made us pay on the last error there with the homer. But just not a great night for us.
Weaver, too, it was a very un-Luke-like outing for him. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah,
Probably tired.
just a little off from the command standpoint. Usually he is, just fills up the strike
probably
zone. I thought his
tired. He
stuff
pitched
was
like 5
fine.
outs yesterday.
Actually good. Just looked like he was missing off the plate just a little bit. Not wildly missing, just probably trying to hit his spots and just a tick off.
And what about Heel? Where are you with him and where he is in his progression this season?
Yeah, obviously the first one in Miami wasn't great. 2 solid ones the next 2 times out. And again, it wasn't pretty tonight, but 5 innings of 2-run baseball, so he's making a lot of big pitches. He's not giving in.
Yeah, I saw your text, Ace.
But,
I was just talking about it. You
better,
missed it.
Because we know he's capable of a lot, right? When he's filling up the strike zone, and just really owning his delivery and just being better with the strikes. So, but that being said, he leaves as the pitcher of record to go win a game. So he gave us a chance to win a game tonight, despite not being at his best, and we just couldn't finish it.
Peter and Max.
Aaron, what have you seen out of Doval since he's been here? And the last three
What
three,
are
he's
you
given
saying?
up runs 4 out of 5.
The kid
Yeah,
can't throw strikes. That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
stuff's really good, obviously. Just again, similar strike throwing, that next level of strike throwing that allows you to be really, really good and really, really sharp out there. So, he gets the first guy and I thought looked really sharp when getting Rafaela, and then Hamilton hits the number that just beats him, just past him there. Then he lost Narvi, I think. So. And Anthony gets to hit the other way against him. So just not quite as sharp as when he's at his best.
Yeah, but
After the Rice triple,
problem
in the
is that
seventh, any thinking
he's
to
never at
using
his
one of your
best.
righties off the bench for Jazz there?
Did you want us to use him for Rice?
Well, you had Rosario on deck for Rice.
No, I wasn't. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to use him for Jazz there. We were good with the matchup there with Mats. So no, I was gonna. I liked it with Rice and Jazz there. I was good with that.
Chris.
I was
Two
wondering
questions.
when was
Why?
Amer
Just
Rosario
following
going to
up.
come in. I honestly,
That's why.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I probably would have put him in
second
for
in the
Goldie
second
there
inning.
late.
Jazz throw, Rice throw. Were you fine with those throws, or are those 2 that they need to eat?
Oh no, I think Jazz has a chance.
Yeah, they're not.
He
definitely
Heel did a good job getting.
All right, man, that's enough of Boone. There was another crucial inning, right? I think it was the 7th or was it the 8th, when Ben Rice he gets the hit, he reaches third, right? Nobody out, or was it? No, he's on third base, 1 out, and Jazz Chisholm trying to do too much, right? You can tell he's trying to do too much because the dude pitched him a meatball right down the middle, and he swung right over it. Even the announcers was like, "Man, you cannot miss those pitches." It was right down Broadway, and he absolutely he just missed it trying to do too much, right? Strikes out. And then after that, Goldie came up and he swung at a bad pitch, popped it up. At that moment right there, I get it that Goldie's numbers against lefties are really good, but I really, really wanted Ahmed Rosario to get in that bat there. I think I put him in for Goldie right there. I think I put him in for Goldie. I would have done it like that, and then that way you still have Rice. You could put Rice at first, and then bring in Wells to be the catcher. And if they would have done that, because then Goldie ended up making an error after that, so maybe that would have worked out, right? Maybe Rice doesn't make that error. I don't know, man. I don't know. I get it, guys. We win tomorrow. It's all good, but it's must win tomorrow. And this is a game, man, that could have killed all the momentum that we just built over the last 10 games. Over the last 10 games, we went 8-2. We built up all this momentum. I get it versus bad teams. I get it. But I was hoping that it would lead and build up to here, and then a win here would have really, really, strengthen the confidence in this team, and they would have, hopefully steamroll. But instead, no, they go out, and it's not like a, the thing is, it's not like it was the score was only 6-3, right? So it looks like it's close, but when you make 4 errors and you play sloppy like that, it's real demoralizing. It is, man. It's demoralizing for a team. The mistakes like that you're not supposed to see that kind of stuff in a big league game, in my opinion. But what are you gonna do? Jacob says we've still won 7 of 9. You don't get it, Jacob. Fuck the other games, bro. I'm worried about this. This is the series, right? This is what we've been talking about the past week. I'm like, okay, everything looks good. Like the Yankees have a real legitimate shot, but they got to get through this series. This is series they have to get through. They have to win this series. And I get it's only one game. They can still do it, but it ain't a good start. Let's be honest. It ain't a good start. They have to win this series, man. Like it's very, very important. If not, then if not, pretty much we took 2 steps forward, or we took 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards. That's what it's gonna be. If we can't even beat the Red Sox or the Blue Jays, then man, we in for a world of hurting, man. I'm telling you, that's not good. We got to be able to show these teams that we can beat them. We have to. We're gonna run into these guys again, and we can't even beat them in the regular season games at all. Crazy. Jacob says, why do they have to win series? A split does what you need. No, it doesn't, because as a split, yeah, okay, it's all right. But the whole point is to freaking show them that you can beat them. You understand? A split doesn't do nothing because they still, right now, how many we played the how many times we played the Red Sox? I think we played the Red Sox like 7 games so far, and we've lost 6 of those. Jacob, you understand me? We got swept by them last time. A split ain't gonna cut it. This is the time where you need to beat these teams and to show that you are better than them. If not, the confidence ain't gonna be there. That's why. Come on, guys. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm not settling for a split, bro. Like, come on. We gotta do better than that. Yep. Hey, Real Bill, what's up, man? Boone's post games are mind numbing at this point. Always the same garbage. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? That's why I turned it off. I don't even want to listen to it. Jimmy B Cards, what's up? Man, Jacob, man, you got me upset, Jacob, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is the shit, though. This is the stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the difference between, I think, a team who lived through the 90s dynasty and the new generation of fans. And ain't nothing wrong with the new generation. But I think they as a fan base, we're starting to become accustomed and okay with mediocrity, bro. And that's not who we are, man. We're the Yankees. We are the Yankees. This is a game, I'm telling you right now, the Yankees really wanted this game. Boone really wanted it. The front of the Yankees themselves knew this game was really important. Now tomorrow is almost must win, because if we go out there tomorrow and lose, with our ace, and then we have to face Garrett Crochet the third game, it's not a good look. It really isn't. Dave's talking about a split gets Boston off your ass, bro. I'm not looking at Boston. To be honest, I have my eyes are set on the Blue Jays, the division. Fuck the wild card. We're right there. We can get the division. But playing like today ain't gonna help. Emilio, what's up, man? The Yankees have lost their bite. We have a veteran team, and we just F up against Red Sox full of rookies. Yeah, man. It's true, right? How the rookies are playing cleaner baseball than the veterans. How does that make sense? I give Boston credit. They came out swinging. We came out Blah. And what YJ says, no one acts like a professional hitter to advance runners. Exactly, man. That's the problem too. There's no reason why you got a guy on third base with one out, no outs, whatever it is, and you can't get him home. Like, how does we got to do better than that. Luis Hill's talking right now. I ain't gonna play it because the translators talking. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Yankees for the win, my brother. Yankees for the win. Told me too before the game started. He said, "Man, I see you sipping that Kool-Aid again." And what he means by that, man, is the Yankees Kool-Aid, man. The Yankees propaganda juice that they like filling up our cups with, man, and we can't get enough of it. We love it. I ain't gonna lie, we love it. Yankees for the win. I like mine's fruit punch though. You're right. They just reverted. This is the same old stuff we seen all season with the errors and stuff. Not good. It's not how you want to open the start, man. Start the series off. Not at all. I'm looking for the runners in scoring position stats today. All right. So the Yankees runners in scoring position. Where's it at? Boom. Yankees left 14 runners on base. We went 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Well, actually, no, my bad. That's the. I was about to say we didn't have that many. I'm sorry. We left 10 runners on base. That was the Red Sox. So they should have done. Honestly, they should have blown us out. They should have blew us out. We left 10 runners on base. 10 runners on base. Errors. Luis Hill made an error. What am I looking at? Oh, yeah. Luis Hill, Jazz Chisholm, his 14th of the season. That's not great. Ben Rice made a throwing error, and Paul Goldschmidt. Oh. We'll see, guys. It ain't looking good, though. Jacob says, why is a split not okay? It moves Boston to 2.5 games back. It gives us more breathing room. Bro, but Jacob, the thing is, see, your bar is right here, right? You looking at the wild card. I'm looking at the Blue Jays. Like, they're not, that's what I'm really looking at. Because in terms of the wild card, like, we're going to make a wild card spot, most likely, right? That's like the very bare minimum. And I'm not looking for bare minimum. I'm looking for the Yankees to make a run at this damn AL East to close the gap. It's only, if they would have won today, it would have been 3.5. You know, it's very, very doable. But they got to win games like today. They got to get these games. Yeah, I'm about to kick Jacob out of here, bro. Jacob, man, man, come on, man. I'm telling you. So you guys are, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What would Jeter say, right? Ask yourself that. Instead of what would Jesus do, we're going to say, what would Jeter do? What would Jeter do? You think Jeter would have been like, yeah, man, great. You know, we're trying to capture this last wild card spot. Hell no, dude. You'd be like, man, we're trying to get this division. That's what we want. You know, it's right there. We got to get the division. Yankees for the win. He likes the grape Kool-Aid. Boston at one time was playing super sloppy baseball. Now we're worse than them. Crazy. The hours dry up. We don't score as much, I guess. Yankees for the win says
you're the real MVP.
Yankees for the win says, there you go, Chief. You saw all my TVs. How do you get them? Because I pick losers. Yo, Yankees for the win showed me his setup, right? And it's super overkill. First of all, it's overkill, Yankees for the win. But he's got the illest setup, dude, with like 1,000 big screen TVs, like 75-inch TVs, and speakers out the wazoo. It looks like a spaceship, this dude's house. Jose G, what's up, my brother? Thank you for the 2. Let's see if Freed is our real ace tomorrow. Let's go Yankees. Yeah, we need him big time tomorrow. We need him super big time. I'll be honest with you though, Jose. I don't feel super confident with him. You know, I really don't. I hope he turns it around. I hope he comes out there and is lights out. But the way he's been this whole second half so far has not been good. So, but if we needed him, if this is probably the biggest game that he's pitched so far as a Yankee. You know, the first one was versus the Dodgers and he didn't show up, right? And then versus the Blue Jays and he didn't show up. Now this is versus the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. This is the biggest rivalry in sports. If you still think it is but Yankees Red Sox it's a big deal, right? It really is a big deal. Welcome to New York, Freed. Welcome to New York. Now is your time, man. I'll tell you right now, if he goes out there and pitches a gem and gets us the W, he's gonna be loved for it. Right? But if he goes out there and shits the bed after all these bad starts that he's been having, fans are gonna start getting restless. They're gonna start getting restless. So we need him to be first half, Max Fried. Matt says Jazz should have never been on this team. You know the thing with Jazz, he has so much talent. I'm happy with Jazz. It's just sometimes he just does too much. He tries to do too much. That at bat in the 7th when Rice was on third base, 1 out. He's like, you could tell he's swinging for the fences. He's trying to end the game with one swing in the 7th inning, down by 1. It don't work that way. We just need you to get the runner home. Whatever happens, and he's so fast that he could create chaos, just put the ball in play. In a situation like that, right? When a runner's on third, 1 out or no outs, you have to put the ball in play. You cannot be swinging for the fences like he was. And on a 3-2 pitch, right down the middle to a meatball, and it wasn't even like it was 95, 97. He threw that thing was like 92 miles an hour, right? 92 miles an hour right down the middle. And he tried to freaking hit this shit to Brooklyn from the Bronx and swung right over it. Missed it. So, yeah. We have 4 batters that are batting under 230. What is Jazz batting right now? Don't forget, guys, you could pull up anybody's stats by hitting exclamation point and type in the player's name. I think that's spelled that right. 239, 22 home runs, 58 RBIs, OPS 807. I mean, it's not terrible though. The numbers are, I get it. I wish the average is better, but his stats are not that bad, to be honest. They're really not. 14 errors, I don't like that. But he's not our biggest problem, right? Sometimes look, to me, Jazz is an asset, right? He's definitely an asset. I love the guy. I just think that he's sometimes a little immature and he don't know how to play your role. Be a situational hitter. You know what I mean? You got to know when to swing for the fences and when not. And so sometimes we don't need you doing that. Roy says, hey, but it doesn't matter how good he pitches if we don't hit. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah. Looking at something real quick. Oh, what happened here? Oh, the lights turned off. That's weird. All right. The sports book at the Circus Casino in Las Vegas. I also told you that Jazz is more worried about his passion. And what's his passion? Rapping. And he needs to learn how to throw a baseball. You talking about fashion? I thought you were talking about his passion is rapping. He's not terrible at rapping, but my guy, don't quit your day job, please. Ace says, not to mention the infield was in. If you hit it hard or slap it on the ground, chances is it gets through. These guys are trying to do too much and be hero. Yeah, they're playing hero ball. And you know what? You made a good point. The infield was in. I forgot all about that. Hold on, let me try to turn on this damn light. Ay, ay, ay. Why are you playing with me, light? All right, let's see how we're going to do this. There we go. All right. Volpe should not be an everyday player. God damn. We're going in today, bro. We going in. Shoot, I lost it. Hunt tough, man. Shame on Cashman. Yankees for the win says, damn sad to say. I like the Red Sox tomorrow. Plus 150. Yankees. Oh man. You gotta teach me, man. I'm not good with betting. I'll be honest, man. I'm Eddie Mush. If you guys ever seen a Bronx sale, dude, I'm a bad bet. If I put my money on something, run. Put your money on something else, because I got bad luck like that. But it is what it is. Ryan McMahon, Mookie Betts, dang, you guys are just putting everybody's. Need to sit Volpe for real though. Yeah, Volpe, he hasn't been good. Look, Caballero in the lineup, he does damage. It's time to just put him out there. It really is. The thing is though, the Yankees are so stubborn. They're not gonna give up on this guy, man. They're just not. They refuse to they refuse to be wrong. That's the problem. They don't like being wrong sometimes. And it's not even being wrong, because we all want Volpe to succeed. But right now, man, we need a win. We need guys who's going to go up there and freaking hit. Do something, not just be automatic outs. And when you got a guy like Caballero who's dangerous with his legs, right? He knows he's everything we want Volpe to be. We want Volpe to I already knew, like, he was hitting all those home runs, and everybody's like, oh, I already knew that wasn't going to last, right? He can't sustain that. Volpe's like, what, 5'11", 210 pounds, maybe max, 200 pounds or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to be a home run hitter, when really, man, he just got to put the ball in play. Let your legs do the work. Be a slack. He needs to change his whole approach, his whole stance, the way he hits and everything. He needs to, this offseason, that's what he should be working on. Screw the long ball. That ain't going to work for you, my guy. You ain't growing any bigger than that, too. Just become a slap hitter. He needs to become like a Stephen Kwan, or a hitter like that, man. Just slaps the ball, puts the ball in play, and doesn't strike out much. That's what he needs to do, instead of freaking trying to hit it to the moon every at bat. Real Bill says, small ball, what the hell? We can't play any kind of ball. Yeah, we can't play small ball or big ball. Yankees for the win. Appreciate you, man. What a statement. What a statement it would have been if in the middle of this, they just shut down every single player and brought up the Rail Riders for one game. Oh, man. You know what? That'd be crazy. And, something like that would never happen for any team, right? Because especially the Yankees, because they are not going to waste options. They don't care. So they've had people on the 26-man roster who don't deserve to be in the major leagues at all, and not ready to be in the major leagues, and they've kept them on this roster just because they were out of options. Just because they were out of options, and they just couldn't. They didn't want to take that loss. They'll keep them on the roster, Peraza, for instance, and stuff, instead of calling somebody else and just cutting your losses and calling somebody else up from the minors. They don't do that stuff, man. But that would be crazy, though. I tell you what, they do something like that. You putting everybody on notice, but it'll be tough. Like, you can't call up everybody, right? Obviously, because you got Judge and Stanton and Free and these guys, but it'd be nice to call up, like, man, what a statement it'll make if they send tomorrow, if they send Wells and Volpe, they send them down to AAA, right? That'd be crazy. That right there will shake things up. It'll shake things up a lot. NYYJ says Volpe is 5'10", 197 pounds. I'm pretty close, so I'm pretty darn close. That's what I'm saying, dude. You're not growing any bigger. You're 5'10", 197, and you're trying to hit like your Judge. My bro, you need to be more like Stephen Kwan, right? Than Judge. And the home runs are gonna come. They'll come. But you could tell that when he swings, I'm talking about Volpe here. When Volpe swings, he is trying to do too much with the baseball. He's like, instead of just become a contact hitter, you can make a living in this league. There's a place. That's where we want him to be. Really, I don't care if he hits 25 home runs, but if his on base percentage is 296 and he's batting 210, who cares, right? If he got 25 home runs. That's not what we need him for. Let Judge do that. Let Stan do that. We need him to get on base. That's his main objective. Play defense, get on base, steal bases. That's it. You know, I don't care if Volpe hit 30 home runs, but if he's batting 200 and his on base percentage is freaking under 300, then he's not doing his job. He's not playing his role, right? Everybody has a role on this team. His role ain't to be that hitter. Dennis the Menace. When a good team meets the Yankees, or a big game, or a big inning in a big game, or at bat, oh, this is getting complicated. Every Yankee on the team does the same thing. One word: choke. Nah, man, there's one guy, Dennis the Menace, that you can't say that for. There's one guy, and he goes by the name of Big G. Big G, I can never say Giancarlo Stanton is a choke. I don't care who you can't say that with a straight face. No way. No way, Jose. Yeah, Jason Dominguez, man, his defense really kept him out of the lineup for sure, but you know, I miss Jason's bat too. He does shake things up. It's just the defense is just not there, and I don't think they trust him. And you know, the thing is, though, see, this is why before, when people were calling me crazy when I was like, look, the Yankees should think about trading him. And it's not because I want him. I never said I wanted Jason Dominguez to get traded or anything like that. But you could tell that the Yankees don't love Jason Dominguez. They don't love him like that, you know? And when I mean that, I mean, like, they don't trust him. They're not as high. He's never going to get the Volpe treatment. He's never going to get, you know, that kind of treatment. So if you don't love the kid and you're not going to play him like that anyway and allow him to develop and stuff, then you should have just traded him. You should have just traded him so you could get something in return, something big. The same way I said they should have traded Devin Williams. They should have traded Devin Williams and got something in return. The dude's not going to be here next year anyway, and he's clearly... something's wrong with him here. He's not the same. But they failed to do that too. So, yeah. Bregman tore us up today, but we didn't want him because he can't hit in New York. You know what's crazy? He hit a ball the opposite field. He hit a ball to the opposite field today that was pretty deep. Jacob says, "Oh, love." I'm just messing with you, Jacob, man. There's no consistency from who takes the field, who our closers are, to what order they bat in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know nothing. Yankees for the win. This team is there's one thing this team is consistently good at, and that's not showing up to the big games, right? That's the only thing they're consistent in. But you're right. We don't have a closer. We don't know who's the setup guy. We don't know who's the middle relief. We don't even know who starters half the time. You know, and I've been saying that all year. Let's just start with okay, you're a bench player, you're a starter. Even that is not very clear. It's very gray. So I don't know. Hopefully they turn it around. Where was Aaron Judge today, Jason? Did he come to play? No. Mm. He is the captain, man. I mean, look, we're gonna go through that again, man. At the same time, Judge, you can't expect him to show up every single game either. But we need him to show up in big games. We do. But what what are you gonna do? The offense really wasn't there tonight, and the defense and pitching is just ugly all around. Just wasn't a good game. It really wasn't. I think if they play clean defense, they have a much better chance. But at the end, look, all the pitching was bad, pretty much. Collectively, the Yankees pitchers gave up 9 walks. 9 walks. That is a lot. That's a lot. 9 walks. That's 1 per inning. 1 walk per inning. You can't. And then 4 errors on top of that. We gave them 4 extra outs plus 9 walks. What was that? That's 13 extra outs. 13 extra at-bats they got. Right? So they got 40 at-bats, pretty much. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not good. That is not good. Eli can say G choke Jason. No, man. Even Eli can't say that. Eli does say that. Eli's thing with Giancarlo Stanton is that he feels like he's blocking spots for some of the younger players. And even that I don't get. I'm not saying I get it, but that's why his whole thing is with Big G. And I find it so funny how Yankee fans think Yerry De Los Santos is good. Yerry De Los Santos, look, I'm not gonna say he's good. They try to put him in higher leverage situations. That's not him. He's good in those low leverage situations, man. You got to keep him down there. Him and Devin Williams, and they excel in those low leverage situations. I don't know. I do know this, right? A guy like Doval, we need him to step up. We really, really need him to pick it up. He's got to find command. We need these guys, man. And then a guy like Caballero. Look, Caballero, every time he's played, man, he has been really good. Let's keep him in the lineup. Look, if that means sitting down Volpe a little bit, so be it. We're in the business of winning. Ahmed Rosario is another guy. We got to find ways to get him at bats versus left-handed pitching. We have to. He is that good versus left-handed pitching. There's no reason why he shouldn't have gotten that bat. Do you want to know? You want to know something's crazy? Lucas Giolito, right? Guess who has the best numbers versus Lucas Giolito? Of all the Yankees, guess who has the best numbers against them? So I looked this up earlier. It's Ahmed Rosario. Ahmed Rosario, yes, he hunts up nose. He's batting .412 versus him. .412. And Jose Caballero, too. Jose Caballero and Ahmed Rosario are doing, they rock Lucas Giolito. They hit him hard, especially Ahmed Rosario. He's batting .412 against them in like 20 at-bats. So it's not like a small sample size. We're talking 20 at-bats. And he's not in the lineup. But they always playing this matchup bullshit, but he's not in there. You can't even find him on that bat in there. And this is the shit I don't understand. And the thing with the Yankees and Boone, they think, I know they saw that. But for whatever reason, they chose to go the way they did. and look, the fans are smarter than this. Look, and I'm not saying I'm a smart guy. That's fans that really dig into the stats and really do this. And they looking at that, because I was looking at it this morning, like Huntuff was, and I'm like, why is this guy not in the lineup? He's batting over 400 for against this guy with like 10 RBIs or 7 RBIs, something like that, and about 20 at bats. And you're not gonna put him in the lineup? Okay, I get it. You're not gonna start him, but you're not gonna find him at bat. There was plenty of situations where it was perfect to bring him in. This guy rakes against him. I don't know. Wells, the thing with Wells, I wasn't even mad. And you guys know I'm a Wells hater. I'm not a Wells hater. I love Wells, but I've given up on him. I do love the guy. And I want him to succeed. He hit 2 home runs yesterday. But of course, in Boone fashion, they sat him down. I would have liked him. To be honest, I would have done it. I understand why they did it. Because they were trying to get real right-handed, at the plate. Why? I don't know. I really don't. Because I would have put Ben Rice at first and had Wells catching. Yeah, I would have found a way to get Amer Rosario in there or something. I don't know. They could have done better. Done better. I think they missed the opportunity there. When a guy's batting 400 versus another guy, you got to find a way to get him in that bat. Our arms are drunk today. Oh, man, let me catch up. Bednar is your clear closer who had one bad outing. He had 2 bad outings, all right? But one in the closer role. Yeah, I'm not mad. I said that yesterday. I'd keep Bednar as the closer right now. I would, because you have to. But I don't know, man. I think that Weaver has kind of won my heart again. He didn't pitch great today, but my God, like the dude gave us like 5 outs yesterday, another 5 outs the day before that, or something like that. Like, I don't know. But I'm starting to look at Weaver like maybe he needs to be the closer again. We'll see. Yankees for the win. Every single game he is coming out the injury. Every single game he is coming out the injury. Everyone relax. What are you talking about, Big G? What is my lineup for tomorrow? I don't know. I gotta look at tomorrow's thing. Hold on. You know what? That's a good thing to look at. Let me finish these chats. Bruh. All right. I know Foot versus Bayo, there should be. All right. You want to look at this? This is just one of the things I look at. It don't have all the stats, but I like to know who's hitting what against these guys. So versus Bayo, in 5 at-bats, Bellinger has 2 home runs versus him. So he's definitely playing, right? Even though it's only 5 at-bats, but he's got 2 home runs in 5 at-bats. Caballero is batting 500 and 7 ABs with 3 RBIs. Who else has crazy numbers? Grisham is 1 for 4 against him. Goldschmidt. Besides that, Judge doesn't hit Bayo well at all. And then Volpe, 15 at bats, he's batting 400 versus the guy. I like to look at stuff like that, and then I try to look at who's been doing what lately, and put together a lineup in my mind. But it don't matter. Boone is gonna do what Boone does, man. You would be surprised. NYYJ says, whatever Aaron does, but the opposite. He hit a single. He also walked, but this did have something to do with it. Michael K did bring up that Michael K flew home with them and didn't get home till 4 a.m. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He said that they put him on the charter. They allowed him to fly on the charter with them, and he didn't get home till 4 a.m. So some of these guys live even further than he does, and they probably got home 4:35 a.m. So I'm sure that a lot of these guys are tired and stuff. But look, yeah, it's tiring, but they know better. They sleep. I'm telling you, those planes have all the amenities and luxuries. They could go to sleep. They got all the leg room you need. So I mean, look, you're a professional athlete, man. That's not an excuse. It really isn't. You got to show up. You got to show up and show out. Bale didn't play great in left. Oh. Didn't play great in left either. The problem with Jason is the Yanks just put him in left, and he can't play there. He plays center. He has the speed for center. You know what? The thing is with that, Roy, my thing with that is that, bro, sometimes he looks so bad at left that, and remember, and even when he was in center, even in the minor leagues, he was never like an above average defender. You know what I mean? So you can't really say that. I would like to see him. They should put him out there one day just to see how he looks out there. But if you can't play left, man, I doubt you're gonna be any good in center. That's just how I feel. To me, center field is a lot harder than left field. You know, every position has its difficulties and stuff. Every position is different, even in the outfield. But I feel like center field is a lot harder than left or right field. And that's why usually center fielders are your best outfielder. Hunter says, Yankees made errors, and the Red Sox too. This game is on Ryan McMahon for swinging at ball 4 and Boone for not putting Ahmed Rosario for Jazz Chisholm. Yeah, he did swing at one up in the zone there. Trying to do too much. That's the problem. Trying to do too much. Ethan GG, let's go Red Sox. Man, you guys fuck the Red Sox, man. Now I'm just playing. No, man, I appreciate you joining us, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest, right? The Red Sox got an exciting team. Them young guys, that kid Roman Anthony, he is the real deal. Holyfield. And we've heard like for years there was like, oh, this kid, and he's the next best thing, and he's the top prospect. And kudos to the Red Sox for not trading, for holding on to him, for understanding what they had, and then extending him. Because they even extended, like, you know what? We believe in this kid so much. We're gonna give him the extension, and it's gonna be a win-win for the club and the ball player. And he's the real deal, man. The dude's the real deal. He's legit. He's legit. He was the top prospect for a while for a reason. The kid is legit. And is he the one that has the hot sister? There's one of them. They said his sister was smoking hot, and she got Instagram famous off of a picture that he posted, and everybody found out that his sister, and she got like 1 million subs or something like that. Something crazy. Roy says, bring up Spencer Jones. I know, right? Why can't we just bring up our guy? What is Spencer Jones doing these days? Let's pull him up. What is Spencer Jones doing? And remember, guys, you could pull up any player stats, exclamation point, first name, space, last name, any player in the minors, anybody. You could pull up their stats. They're up-to-date current stats. 15 home runs. So he's cooled down a little bit, but the numbers still look great for Spencer Jones. They do. I'm going to take a 20-second break real quick. If you haven't, please like the video. There's 29 of us in here. Only 13 likes. We got to do better than that. I'm going to play this real quick, and I'll be right back.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey y'all, don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.
All right, we back. Let me take this thing out real quick. All right, let's see who we got up here. You know what? We're gonna listen to Jazz Chisholm Jr. Oh, put this here.
Jazz, what happened on that throw in the second?
It just slipped out of my hand. Tried to get it out quick, fast runner, slipped out.
And do the 4 errors concern you moving forward?
No, it doesn't really concern me moving forward. I feel like we have great fielders on the team. We got a bunch of Gold Glovers in the infield. And I feel like, we just...
Ex-Gold Glovers.
It's baseball at this point.
How tough was that last at bat with Rice at third? You have a chance to tie the game.
I wouldn't call it tough, Just went over there, saw the fastball. Was riding all night, swung over it, sank a little bit. Got to get it done though.
Yeah, that was right down the middle, Jazz. You got to hit
the whole weekend still to play, but why do you think the Red Sox have had so much success against you guys going in the early going this season?
I feel like we've definitely, sorry about that, definitely gave them spots to win, and I felt like tonight was one of them nights that we beat ourselves. You know what? I'm just glad, like Billy said in the past, sometimes you.
I'm glad he said that. Yeah, tonight is one of those nights you beat yourself. You really did beat yourself.
Just gotta look in the mirror and just, hey, you beat yourself tonight. Tomorrow, come out better and focus more.
You know what? I'm glad. At least he owned up to it, man, because they really did. But the problem is that this has been happening too many times. We've been beating ourselves all season. At least he has some accountability. I wasn't mad at him making the throw. You got to make that throw. He just got to make a better throw. He really does. But yeah, I wasn't mad at that. Real Bill says if they bring up Jones before roster expansion, he will lose Rookie of the Year status for next year. He probably has that clause in his contract. That is true, but I don't even think it's that. At this point, they're just gonna wait it out. Like, I don't even think is he even on the 40 man. I don't even think he's on the 40 man. Let me see. We'll look it up right now. If so, one thing I know, let me know. He got to be on the 40 man first for anything. These are all pitchers, catchers, infielders, outfielders. No, he's not on the 40 man. But you can take off, I guess, Austin Slater and get him on there, or one of these guys, Braden Schumacher. Yeah, he's not on the 40. So they got to figure that out first. He's not on the 40. I appreciate it, Jose, man. Thank you. The A's have the second best batting average in the AL. Shows batting average means crap. But the A's, man, they got young talent in there. Some good young talent. You guys want some background music? I don't play the background music anymore because, I don't know, some people said they didn't like it much, but we'll give it a try here. I don't know. Let me know if you can hear that. OG Giku. Man, I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. Where you been at? Suckers, that's why I don't F with the New York Yankees any longer. Absolutely not a good team. Oh, man. Good show, bad Yankees. Thanks, OG. Roy says, I read something back at the trade deadline that we give Jason Dominguez and Volpe to Pittsburgh, and we get O'Neal Cruz and Mitch Keller. And Pittsburgh thought about it, That would have been a trade. You know who I really want? And they just called him up right now. I want Bubba Chandler. Bubba Chandler, they called him up, I believe. He's gonna be making his major league debut soon. That kid is filthy. Let me see if I can pull him up here. He is he's got lights out stuff. I don't know if his minor league stats are gonna pull up here though. Let's see. Bubba Chandler. Right now, I mean, the stuff ain't too great, I guess, but apparently, man, people compare him to like Paul Skeens. Kind of looks like him a little bit too. But that's an arm I would have liked to make a trade for, right there. Yep, Bubba Chandler. But anyway, folks, how long we been? Man, we've been on for a hot minute. Momo, another person I haven't seen in a minute, man. You guys abandoned me. Yankees reel you in just to rip the fans' heart. Yeah, man, that's how it is. It be like that, man. This is a toxic relationship that we have with the Yankees. We keep thinking they're gonna change, so we stay in this relationship, and they don't. They always revert back to their ways. But folks, that's gonna do it for me. Look, if you haven't liked the stream, please go ahead and like it. Doesn't cost you a thing, and it helps me out a ton. Besides that, look, tomorrow, hopefully we get another win. If not, we in big trouble. If not, I'll be here crying about it just like every other night. I appreciate it. Jose, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. You guys have a blessed evening. Tomorrow's Friday, so good things, right? Good vibes for tomorrow. Good vibes. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night, y'all. Peace.